everyone. So today we are going to be doing a little social studies lesson. I know that some of you have already started doing your social studies, but I wanted to jump on here and just give you a little explanation of some of the things because it might be a little complicated. So I'm just going to read the stuff to you and explain it further. So most of you got this paper and it says types of maps. So there are different types of maps, and if you get that paper out, we can go over it together. So I'll give you a second, or you can pause me, but I'll give you a second to grab it if you have it around. So the first type of map it goes over is a climate map, and the climate map goes over weather patterns. So obviously our weather is not the same as the weather in Arizona or Florida. That's why a lot of people go on vacation in the winter to one of those places because they have a warmer climate. So you'll see them use colors and they break things up. This one right here, I'll zoom in, is our climate map. The next one down here is a different type of map. It's a political map. It shows different states, cities, towns, significant bodies of water. They come in different sizes. They can be large and cover areas. They can cover states. If it's of a state, it usually shows different counties, and different counties will be broken up. But the one on there shows our country, which is the United States. And it breaks up the different states and uses different colors so that we can see it clearly. Using different colors is what a lot of maps do. And on your paper, unfortunately, it didn't print out in color, it printed out in black and white, but you can probably see the different shades. It helps you decipher different things. And then you have a physical map. Physical maps look like this. They show different landforms, different elevations, and what elevation means is how high the land is above sea level. So areas with mountain ranges and mountains have a higher elevation. Areas that are close to the ocean usually have a lower elevation because they have the ocean right there. They're closer to the sea level. And it also shows blue to represent water and green to represent land. It gives different colors for deserts. I almost said desserts. I'm hungry. And it uses lots of green, brown, blue. It doesn't use like any other colors because we're used to thinking, okay, green, grassland, tan or brown for like a desert, and blue obviously means water. So they use those colors for physical maps. Another one you see, which you might see if someone is looking for directions, they even show a phone right here with directions, is a road map. It shows where roads are. It uses different colors for highways and turnpikes. It puts little symbols to mean airports or restaurants or gas stations, and you use these a lot on your phone. So one day when you start driving and you need directions for somewhere, you're gonna pull up Google Maps or a map app on your phone and it's gonna come up with a road map. And then we have resource maps. We don't see resource maps much unless we're looking at like a specific, like we want to know what resources are grown in a certain area. And right here is a resource map. Sorry, I became muffled. So a resource map shows exactly what it says. Different resources that are in different areas. And obviously that one was of the United States. It shows what is grown or what that area produces a lot of. So obviously we produce a lot of coal. So there is a little coal mine, little bucket there. Some states produce cotton, some states produce oil. There are different things, and you'll see those on resource maps. So when you go over your types of map page, the first question is true or false. All maps are used to help people find locations and get directions. Right, that's false. Road maps are used for people to get directions to somewhere and find locations. A resource map isn't going to tell me how to get from point A to point B. It's just going to tell me what I'm finding in that area. So that one would be false. Then it says, what type of map is designed to show landforms? And if you go back and you look, the one that shows landforms is physical maps. That's the one that shows mountains and lakes and rivers and uses the brown, green, blue, and tans. Because that is showing us landforms, it's showing us mountains. Mountains is a landform. We went over that earlier this year. Number 3 says, blank maps show us weather patterns that have been observed in a given area over a long period of time. So the key word you're looking for in this sentence is weather. There's only one map really that is going to explain weather to us, and that is, right, climate. A climate map. That's the one that had the different colors broken up, not into each state, but into areas. Like I talked about earlier, our climate is a lot different than Florida's and a lot different than Arizona's and Michigan's. It's just where you are and what type of weather you're experiencing there. Number 4 says world maps are generally blank or blank. Right, if you read through your paragraphs, I didn't read through each paragraph because that would make this video super duper long. But if you read through the paragraphs on the front of your page, you would have seen that it's political and physical. Political maps show you the breakdown. So our political map for the United States showed us different colors for different states. It didn't show landforms, it didn't show the climate, it just broke it down into states. So when you see a world map, you're going to see the breakdown of different countries or continents. It's not going to show you just the climate. And the physical one is going to show you landforms. A lot of times on a globe, it'll break it down into countries, but it'll also have the structure of a physical map. Like a lot of times globes are 3D and you can actually touch where the mountain ranges are. It's pretty cool. Number 5 asks what type of map that is. And a lot of times it's really hard on your page probably because you can't see the colors, but it's the one that uses the green and the brown and the tan and the blue, and we talked about that earlier, and that is a physical map. That's the one that's going to show you the landforms. Number 6 says, what is the most widely used map? And like we talked about before, this is the one that you are pulling up on your phone to go somewhere that you haven't been, somewhere you might need to learn how to go to. This is the one that people are using the most. To give you a hint, you can also look back in your paragraphs. Right, it is a road map. People are using that way more. People aren't opening up their phone to look at the physical map of the area usually. They're opening up their phone to look at a road map to find out where they need to go, if there's a quicker way to go somewhere, if they know there's traffic. A lot of times I do that. If I know there's gonna be traffic somewhere, or you hear on the radio that there's traffic, I'm pulling up my phone and I'm trying to find a different way around it, a different route, and a road map is what I'm going to use. Number 7 says, what type of map would you use if you want to see which state is rich in oil? So we're gonna think and go through all the different types of map. Well, a road map isn't gonna show me where there's oil. A physical map isn't going to show me where there's oil because that's showing me landforms and lakes, so that's not really showing me oil. A climate map is showing me weather, which also isn't oil. A physical map is just showing me the breakdown of where countries are and states are and cities are, so that's not really showing me oil either. So what we need to think is a resource map. Oil is a resource. So that is the type of map. So number 7 would be a resource map. Number 8 says blank maps show us territorial features such as countries, states, cities, towns, and significant bodies of water. This is what you would see on a world map or a globe. And it's not a physical map because it didn't say mountain ranges. Significant bodies of water means an ocean or a large lake or a sea. So it's going to be a political map. Political maps give us the breakdown of different countries, different cities, different states. It depends on what section a physical map is doing. A political map is doing. A political is either the world, it's a country, it's a state, it's a town. It breaks down different areas. Number 9 says, what type of map do you need if you want to find the airport? Well, if I'm trying to find the airport, again, think of where I'm going to go. I'm going to open up my phone and use the road map. I'm not going to use anything else other than a road map. If I want to find an airport, that's what I'm using. And a lot of times on your maps, it'll even show a little symbol of an airplane. Once you get close, it'll be like, oh, well, yeah, that's where I'm going, the airport. Number 10, what does a tree on a resource map represent? If you go back up into your paragraph, it tells you a resource map is going to show you that a tree represents I'll give you a second to look. Good, a forest. And if there's a forest there, there's a big possibility that they are producing a lot of lumber, wood, building supplies for places.